I was about to say I don't need to know who need to hear this, but I actually do know who need to hear this. Section 8 recipients, please come to the front. Stop calling these complexes, asking them if they accept Section 8. Okay? A lot of people is not accepting Section 8 because of, of various different reasons. We're not even going to dwell on that part because that's not what this video is about. Why is no one accept Section 8? Why are you still on Section 8? I personally think that Section 8 has done such a disservice for people nowadays that nobody can even live in today's regular world. I mean, once I became an adult, Section 8 was so saturated with everybody. The waiting list was so out of this world. I wasn't about to sit at home trying to live with my mother waiting for Section 8 to put me on the list. Imagine if I would have still been waiting today. I have had my own apartment since the age of like 24 years old. I got about 12 years in the game, and I've had a few help from a few programs here and there throughout the years. I have accepted help from social services too. But the difference between accepting help and being depending on the help is two different things. Y'all have become so dependent on Section 8 that a lot of y'all will just sit there and just either let it run out or be put out or be put off of Section 8 instead of finding a job and obtaining an apartment that you can afford. Rent is no longer going to be $300-400 anymore. You need to get out there and get in the paint. I feel like if Donald Trump is only going to allow older and people to be on Section 8, it should be that way. If you are at least like 55, 60 years and older, you should be on Section 8. If you have a disability, you should be on Section 8. But unfortunately, the people that are on Section 8 are able-bodied people that can work, get a job, and get that out there, make their own money, and pay rent. There are affordable apartments out there. Some are in, more impoverished ghetto neighborhoods, but if that's what you can afford, keep your head down until you can get something better. People are out here getting whole evictions on their record when they haven't paid rent in 20 years. You can imagine being on Section 8 for 20 years and you ain't saved a dime. You didn't understand the assignment was to cop and hold, not cop and blow. You were supposed to save your money up to buy a house so that you could get out of the game. Section 8 wasn't designed to take care of y'all for the rest of y'all lives.
Good morning and happy Tuesday. Let's get into some major HUD news. HUD Secretary Scott Turner has ordered all public housing agencies to submit detailed citizenship verification records for Section 8 holders. This includes proof of citizenship or legal immigration status, names, addresses, unit details, and rent amounts. Section 8 has 30 days to comply or the risk losing HUD funding. This is part of a broader crackdown targeting undocumented immigrants receiving housing aid. Tenant advocates warned that this could lead to evictions or disruptions, even for families already vetted under current rules. This will be devastating if they are going to start evicting undocumented immigrants in public housing. The audit took place and the start date was August 31st, 2025. The end date for that audit to be done is September 30th, 2025, and it applies to all public housing authorities nationwide. And the requirements are that the Section 8 PHAs must verify and submit documentation proving that all Section 8 tenants are either U.S. citizens or have eligible immigration status. This means housing authorities currently, and this means that the housing authorities are currently in the final 2 weeks of compliance of the window. And if they fail to meet the deadline, they risk losing federal funding. So this is a very big deal. This is nationwide. I know, I can speak from a New York City perspective that our shelter systems would not be able to handle another thousands of people coming in because they're undocumented and now they got kicked off of housing of Section 8. The whole thing is just so devastating. So if you are seeing this and you're undocumented and you are living in housing, this is what's being done behind the scenes, okay? There's no reason to be nervous. There's no reason. This video is not to create fear. This video is to create awareness of what is happening, okay? So you can take it as to what you want, but this video by no means is to create fear. This is letting you know what the president wanted, what is being done with, and how Turner is, processing this whole situation. And this is what it is now. They are pressuring PHAs to housing to get this done. And if you're undocumented, you are going to get evicted. And you're going to go into the system and you were going to stay there for a little while and you were going to get an HAVP voucher. So, you heard what I said? If you get evicted, you will go back into the shelter system. And March 1st, 2026, there is a new voucher coming out called an HAVP voucher. That's for undocumented immigrants. They knew that this was happening. You see how they're like, okay, we're going to do this, but we're going to have a voucher that's going to come out an HAVP voucher because they know that it's for undocumented. And so they want to track everyone. Everybody has to be tracked. If you're undocumented now, you have to have a certain voucher because they want to track you. If you have any questions, DM me. This is what it is. This is what's currently happening with HUD. Let me know.
And y'all can think it's a game if y'all want to, but Scott Turner ain't playing. He said he have witnessed many families being on housing and Section 8 for generation after generation. And it's true. It's true. It's been passed down and they live the same way. Some nasty, some clean, but, it is what it is. But he's right. It was never meant for a crutch, for you to just sit up there and depend on it forever. It was meant for you to be able to get yourself together, handle your business, and figure out a way where you can acclimate yourself into the system so that you won't be lost behind. Now, so many people that took advantage of it. It's crazy. It's amazing how so many people really, really, really feel that they're entitled to the housing while we have so many homeless people running around on the street looking for a place to stay. Is that fair? You got the elderly, you got the disabled who don't have a place to stay, while you got whoever kicking it in they Section 8 housing, and they living la vida loca. You know what I mean? They chilling. They go running, go jogging, go to the gym, go to the parties, do whatever they do, go out to hang with their friends, whatever. Nothing is stopping them in the world to where they need help. You know what I mean? So, hey, it wasn't meant to be forever. It is.
Y'all, I have mixed feelings about this topic. I remember when my sister and I had two aunts that used the Section 8 program when they were young and they were having their first baby. It helped them out a lot. And I know for a fact they were on it at least 10 years, maybe more. When you are young and you're just starting out, and if you have a job, more than likely you're just entry level. You're the lowest paid person there, if you even have a job at all. But at the same time, I understand people's feelings that having a baby is a choice that you yourself decided to make.
Trump back in effect, y'all. So we finna give y'all an update on the Section 8. So, like I told the young lady in my inbox, talk about, what about my grandmother? Hey, look, I don't know what's gonna go on with the elderly. All I'm telling you is if you've been on Section 8 for 2 years, you got about 6 to 8 months to get your together and find out something else to do. Them people tired of sitting around letting you folks live up off of them. Then your kids get grown. Goddamn me, you raising them up on Section 8. Now that's all they know. Y'all talk about the Anglo-American people, and y'all know who I'm talking about, but they teach their kids about building credit. They teach their kids about business. They teach their kids about all this. You know what you teach your kids? You know what us as black people teach our kids? How to wear the new Michael Jordans, how to get tattoos, how to get navel rings for the females, how to do all this extra shit. We ain't teaching our kids nothing else for the most part. It's a very small few of us. And then they grow up on housing in Section 8. Bad. Mama's never home because she in the streets because she ain't got to work. She ain't got to work, and if she do, it ain't really nothing. Man, y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments, man.
Let's talk about facts when it comes to 2-year Section 8 housing. As of right now, the 2-year time limit on Section 8 housing assistance is only a proposal. You hear me, for all you trolls? It is only a proposal. It has not been passed into law. Okay, here's what we know. The Trump administration included the 2-year limit in its FY 2026 budget proposal, fiscal year 2026. It would apply to households with able-bodied adults, excluding the elderly and disabled. The proposal has passed a House committee, but still needs to be approved by both House and Senate. If passed, the earliest it can take effect is October 1st, 2025. Let's go over important clarifications, okay? No executive order has been signed to enforce this yet. There's viral posts claiming it's already in law. They are all false. You hear me? They're false. HUD has not released implementation about details such as when the clock is going to start, how exemptions would be defined, and what happens after the 2 years are up. We don't have any of that information. When will we know for sure? So Congress must finalize the FY 2026 budget by September 30th, 2025 to avoid government shutdown. If the time limit is not included in the final budget, HUD will likely issue a guidance and time list in October of November 2025. If Congress rejects the proposal, it will now become a law. Very important. Also, if Congress passes a CR, the final vote on the HUD budget can be delayed until late October or even January 2026. If no agreement is made, we know that a government shutdown could begin after September 30th. The Section 8 time limit will not take effect unless full budget is passed with that provision included. So for everyone spreading and fear-mongering, we don't know what's going to happen. September looks like it might be a busy month at the end of September. I know in my heart that they are not going to pass this so quickly. It is impossible that this is going to pass. I'm telling you now, I just feel it. So if you have any questions, please DM me.
Y'all, I had no idea that you could actually pass down Section 8 to your children. Someone please let me know how this is done down in the comments. I'm just interested in how they do that. Also, I did some checking and I can't find where this has actually been passed by Congress and is now in effect. I have a feeling it will eventually pass. And unfortunately, so many people need it. Everyone is not taking advantage of the program. Maybe more are than aren't, but there are people out there who really desperately need this help, but are being punished, I feel, for the actions of everybody else. Well, that's all I have for now. And if you like videos like this, please subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.